This looks so weird. Hey y'all, welcome back, and don't be scared. This video is going to be the Instagram versus reality or real life makeup tutorial or challenge, whatever this is. I've seen this video going around YouTube for the last few months, and I figure I give it a try, and this is how it came out. Very weird looking, but it was really fun. I will have all my products I use on both my Instagram side and my real life side in case you're wondering which was which. And I'll have those listed down below for you in case you're wondering, along with all of my social media. So if you want to see how I got both of these looks, then just keep on watching. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is, of course, primer, and I'm just going to use the same primer for both sides because I have like a few that I just kind of rotate, and so I'm not really picky with primers. It really doesn't matter to me. So this one is the Benefit Pore-fessional. I'm almost out. I've had this for a long time. Like I said, primers are not a big deal to me, so like I'll just use pretty much any type of primer, and especially now with like my dry skin, it really doesn't matter, because I used to like need primer when I had oily skin, but like now that I have dry skin, nothing really matters and nothing changes the tone of my skin. Moving on to foundation, I use a full coverage foundation whenever I do wear foundation, so that never changes. I never just wear like a light coverage foundation. I don't like that. I'd rather be full coverage or nothing, you know what I mean? So this is the Sonia Kashuk, what is it? Soft Focus Satin Matte Foundation. I love this. This is in the shade 02 Vanilla. So I'm going to use it with this Real Techniques Diamond Sponge. So like I said, I'm just doing the same technique on both sides because this is like pretty much my foundation routine, I guess. I do this with every foundation. And I don't know why I'm breaking out on my right side of my face. It's really annoying because I thought that with this medicine, I'm not supposed to break out at all anymore. I thought I was kind of like past all the breakout stages, but I don't know. It's just like on my right side of my face too. It's like really weird. So now that I have my base on, which is my primer and my foundation, I'm going to move on to concealer. So we're going to say this right side is Instagram, and I want to kind of show you how I cover up like my blemishes and stuff. If you don't know how I do that already, that's why I picked this side as the Instagram, because it does have more blemishes than this side. So we're going to go ahead with the Instagram side and do that whole side first, and then we will come back to the real life reality side. So I'm going to do under eye concealer, and for that I'm going to use this Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and it is in the shade 15 Fair. I love this. I use it all the time, and I feel like it's just very creamy and very lightweight, and if you haven't tried it, you really need to. So for actual concealer to kind of conceal these blemishes a little bit more, I'm going to use this NYX concealer palette. I've used this so many times in tutorials and just in everyday looks that I've done on my channel, and as you can see, I love this. I've hit pan on pretty much everything. So I'm just going to go in with a little concealer brush and just go over my blemishes just a little bit more. And the way I like to do it is I just tap it on the blemishes. That way I don't rub off any of the foundation that I just put down. I'm just putting an extra layer on, if that makes sense. Next, I'm just going to set my entire face because I would do this on an everyday basis and an Instagram basis. So I'm going to use this Maybelline Fit Me powder. I love this. It goes perfectly with both the foundation and the concealer, but the foundation I have is like way too dark for me, so that's why I'm not using it. But this is just in the shade 120 Classic Ivory. Okay, moving on to the fun part, which is the eyes. So I have been loving to use this Morphe 350 palette. I'm sure y'all all know what it looks like, but if you don't, this is what it looks like. It's beautiful. I love it. And the shadows are so creamy and pigmented. I just can't get enough of them. So I'm going to kind of fly through this because I do a lot of like eyeshadow tutorials. So I'm just going to put these two colors, mix them together, and put them from my eyelid up to my brow bone, and that's just so nothing, all my other shades will blend together really nice and nothing will be very patchy. Next, I'm going to be taking this shade right here. It's like a nice light brown on a blending brush and just putting that right in my crease. Very sloppily and messily. And these first few steps that I always do in my makeup tutorials are like my life when it comes to like eye looks. I never stray from them because I just find that they work the best on my eyes. Next, I'm going to go in with a shimmery shade because I want my eyelid to really pop. So for that, I'm going to be using this shade right here. It's a nice like pink champagne-y shade. Just using it on a flat shader brush. So after the shimmery shade, I'm just going to put more of that brown crease shade back in my crease just to make sure it's nice and brown. And then I'll just go right back in, not with anything on my brush, but with whatever was left over, and just go over the shimmery shade once again. So this next step is kind of a new technique that I've been trying out that I really like and I've gotten lots of compliments on. So I'm going to go in with this, let's see if I can find it on here, this shade right here. It's just a nice, just basic brown shade. And I'm going to be taking that on like a flat blending brush like this and just putting that right on my outer corner. Now, I'm not taking anything into my crease. I'm just really focusing that on my outer corner. Just kind of making that as dark as I want it to be. Now I'm just taking that same brown shade, going right over that, and then kind of bringing whatever is left into the crease. So it's just going over the dark brown and then bringing it into the crease. Very, very, very easy. Now I'm going back in with that shimmery shade because you lose a lot of shimmery shade, of the shimmery lid shade, when you go in your crease a lot and also when you add to the outer corner. So basically what I'm doing now is just building up everything because I like my smoky eyes to be really dark, and it's just like a blending process. So now that my eye is the way I want it, I'm going to go ahead and move down to the bottom lash line, and I just sneezed. That's why my eyes are red. That way it's just really smoky and very dark because that's the way I want it. I'm just going to blend those two shades out with the same shader brush I use for the outer corner. And also doing this, it brings it down a lot lower than just a pencil brush would, which I like because, I don't know, I just think it looks a lot more smoky and more sultry that way. So now I'm going to move on to eyeliner, and I'm going to use this NYX black eyeliner. I use this all the time because it doesn't irritate my eyes because I have contacts and I have very sensitive eyes, so I gotta stick with this one. It's done me well. And then I'm just going to line my eyes with this NYX liquid liner. I love this. It has a really nice brush on it. It's very easy to work with. Now I'm just going to move on to mascara. I'm not going to put false lashes on because I almost never wear them unless I'm doing like a super dramatic look just for like a YouTube video. So I'm just going to go ahead with the normal like lash routine, I guess, that I do. And if you're wondering how I do it, because I'm not going to show the full thing on this video because I did just do an entire video dedicated to that. So if you're wondering, just click this little card up here and it'll take you right to that video. So now the eye is done. So next is going to be, that was weird, I said the eye is done. Next is going to be eyebrows. So also, you've seen me do this lots of times, and I have a video dedicated to this. So just click this card up here and it will take you to my eyebrow routine. And I'm just going to be using this Colourpop Bangin Brunette gel. I love this. You know I love this. If you don't have it, you need to get it. Alright, next is going to be, I feel like I'm getting more excited as the video goes on, and I don't know why. So next I'm going to be using this Maybelline Master Contour face palette, face contouring kit. And I'm going to be using this bronzer in this side for the Instagram side. So I'm not going to contour. I never contour. I'm just going to bronze, and because that's what I do anyways, like on a day-to-day basis. So this part is really not going to change from the Instagram side to the everyday side. So now it's time for blush, and I'm using this Rimmel London Lasting Finish blush in the shade 08 Spring Flower. I love this blush so much. I've had this for years and I've just now hit pan on it. I don't know if you can tell. I love this so much, and I love using this for like more dramatic looks because it does have this bronzer side in it So this bronzer side in it, so it does give you a little bit more definition in your cheekbones, which I really, really like. Next is highlighter, and this is the next to last step besides lip stuff. So I'm going to be using this Balm, or the Balm Mary Luminizer. If you haven't used this or seen this, oh my gosh, how beautiful is this? Yes, I've hit pan because I used to use this as an eyeshadow and it's so beautiful. I love this so much, and it's very, very pigmented. And then I'm just going to carry this highlighter underneath my brow bone, just to give it a nice pop and a good highlight under there. So finally is lips. So this part's going to be super weird looking, but it's for the video. So I'm going to be using this Colourpop, I think it's an ultra matte lip. It's all rubbed off because I've had it forever, but this is in the shade Beeper. Okay, so now that I look extra crazy, we're going to move on to the everyday side, which is going to be a lot easier than the Instagram side. The only thing I do for my eyes on an everyday basis is mascara, and the mascara I use is this Revlon Ultimate All-In-One. I'll just go in with this mascara, and I'm not going to use a lot of it at all, and just put a light coat of it. Like I said, I don't really do much for my everyday look because I don't wear my makeup for that long on an everyday basis, and I don't really need that much makeup when I'm doing my daily activities. Now that my mascara is on, I'm going to move on to brows, and this part is super, super simple. And I only use one product, and this is the NYX Mascara, Brow Mascara? Tinted Brow Mascara, and it's in the shade Brunette. It looks like this. I've used this before on my channel, I believe, and I feel like this brow mascara does a really, really good job of holding all of the brow hairs in place, because mine can get a little crazy sometimes. And it also gives just a nice hint of color. Next, I'm going to move on to bronzer, and like I said earlier, I'm going to be using the same Maybelline palette with the bronzer inside because I love this so much. I'm going to skip blush for my everyday side because I just feel like I don't really need it on an everyday basis. It looks fine with just bronzer. And I'm going to be using this highlighter though in this palette, and because it's very muted, I guess, compared to the Mary Luminizer. So I'm just going to be putting just a little bit on my face, and then I'm going to try to half it down this side, and then on my pupils. Now the last thing I have to do is my lips, which has probably been really weird seeing me this entire video with only half of my lips done. So on an everyday basis, I will just use lip gloss. I use the NYX Butter Glosses. I'll usually use just like one of those pink shades that they have. Like I said, I don't have that with me, so I'm going to use this Stay Glossy Rimmel gloss. So this is the completed makeup look. I look so weird, like I can't even, like just the size of my lips look weird. Alright, well that was it for this video. It's very interesting to just see how much effort you put into something that's going online or going to where lots of people can see it on the internet rather than what you look like on an everyday basis. So I really hope that y'all enjoyed this. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you liked it and thought it was funny and found it helpful in any way. Don't forget to subscribe. I upload Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and if I don't get on those specific days, they will be somewhere in between during the week. I hope you have a good week or weekend whenever you're watching this, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.